Hi, I wanted to show you a little bit about some playing around that I've been doing with some LIDAR data in Halifax, Nova Scotia. And the data are normally on 1 meter horizontal resolution. I mean, normally. Um, I don't 100% know in what year these were recovered, but on the left, the thing is green and yellow, is the LIDAR image manipulated in a certain way, which I'll tell you in a second. And on the right is a Google image. And I've got them about at the same place here. All right, so this thing here is what's called the railway cut. There's an elevation drop of, I don't know, 30 meters maybe. I don't really know what it would be. Something like that. Here where they cut through the rock so that trains could come into Halifax and get in down to the port. So to the right here is the port. See some docks going here. You can even see the railway tracks in this view. It's amazing to me. Okay, now what is the view? What I've done is I'm not showing you here the elevation. The color doesn't mean elevation. Rather, the color has something to do with the, how to put this? Imagine that there were light in the top left corner, sunlight there, and it was grazing sun. The sun was pretty low near the horizon, and it was shining just in this direction, like a spotlight or something shining from the top left down to the bottom right. And then anything that was sort of oriented in a particular way like this, there's a cliff here. It's deep here and high here, high elevation and low elevation. That would be illuminated. So this is indicating, this black is indicating that as I go from here to here, there's a big drop. Now there's a road there, and I don't really know how or why, but they've made the LiDAR like sees through this bridge. I don't know how they do that. A ton of details. These are houses here. This you can even see that this it's called Young Ave is a divided street, and these are buildings and so forth. Okay, so we'll go down a little bit. Just going down getting into the park. This I would say is the entrance to the park. I don't really know. I guess I could figure out the name of that street. Oh, Point Pleasant Drive. I never knew what that was called. Pretty good name for it. All right, and so one of my running routes would be to go down along here and cross over, some kind of like a sort of park warden or something like that there. And then take a left, go along here. That's called Birch Road. And then immediately take a right, just a few meters later, take a right down here to the straight south. Okay, and that's called the bridle path. I forgot the name of it. It's called the bridle path there. Okay. Now, the other thing is that if I were running in this, I don't normally run this way. I like to run through here and come up that street. But anyway, that's like uphill, and I like to go up a hill when I'm warmed up after going through the park. I mean, I don't like going downhill when I'm not warmed up. That's what I'm saying. It's out on the knees if you're an old fart like me. Okay, here's the amazing thing. So somehow the LiDAR seems to sort of see through the bridge. It's also seeing through trees. You can see here trees all the way through here in the Google image, which is a visible image. And again, I don't know the year of this, and I don't know the year of this, but I would be really surprised if they were the same year. So there can be some changes to dwellings, houses, and stuff. So I wouldn't get too carried away with that. But okay, so you can see some trees here, tree features here, which I just can't see here. I know 100% for sure that when I run along this in this direction toward the water, it's downhill toward the water, that to my right, there's a sidewalk on that side, but not on the other side. To my right, running down, there's a sort of I don't know, the elevation of the park is lower than the elevation of the road. You can see this very well in the LiDAR thing, but on the, and I have these about the same scale. You see this is completely peppered over with trees here. So, and I see no evidence of trees. Clearly the scale is such that I could, look at the width of the road and the detail on the road. So the LiDAR is seeing through the trees, which is pretty fantastic. Hadn't known that it would do that. And in fact, there's lots of features in here which I only some of them do you, when you're running, do you notice, right? That if there's normally people don't try to run through the woods. Um, you might be allowed to, but I'm not sure that, I think it's better not to, leave the terrain, not have a bunch of clodhoppers tearing up the delicate terrain there. Yeah, so you only know the things that are near, and there's lots of stuff in here which I hadn't been familiar with. Um, yeah, anyway, you can see lots of interesting trails here if you're familiar with it. This is a Martello Tower, this thing called a Martello Tower, and it's the Prince Wales or Prince of Wales or something. What is it called exactly? The Prince of Wales Tower. Yeah, okay. So Prince of Wales Tower, it's right here. And down here, this, whatever you would call this, is the Cambridge battery. Evidently, I didn't know this. There must be some sort of, I have to check that the next time I'm in the park. Some sort of like, what do you call that? Just a wall, like a rock wall, most likely. And yeah, there's lots of interesting features here. No idea what that is. You can see, well, I could go on forever here. And maybe I'll just say another thing, which is in addition to all these cool little features, which I'm so excited to see, there are also these striations here. They have to be geologic features, right? I mean, this is not trails that were put in, which anyway, these features have to be telling us something about the history of the region, geologic history of the region, which I won't go into, but my geology friends could tell fascinating stories about that. Um, I think that's about what I wanted to show you in this video. Okay, so bottom line, in summary, I'm looking at LIDAR, but I'm not looking at the elevation. It's not color-coded for elevation. Rather, it's color-coded in such a way that you get to see sort of shading. So you can see the relief via shading. And you can see tons of features. And anyone who's interested, you could toss me an email and I could send you some R code to do this. You have to figure out for your own domain where you download the data from, which um, in province of Nova Scotia, there's a particular website, which honestly is hard to figure out. And there's one in New Brunswick as well. My guess is that basically any place in like built up places probably have LiDAR data. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.